If you have an idea for a tech venture and you are terrified of getting started because frankly you're worried about your career prospects, then this video is for you. So I know lots of tech founders who started a company and for whatever reason it didn't work out. So actually my first technology venture did not work out. I started a company called Enti. It was a retail technology business, and COVID basically completely screwed our use case and our business case. And so I ended up shutting it down. And I know lots of other tech founders whose companies did not go the way they wanted them to. But what happened to their careers, even though they were smart about it, was really fantastic. So in my case, I started another company based on what I learned in my first one. So my second company is now scaling across the world, as you might be able to see. I am currently in New York on a business trip. This would not have been possible. Like most of my clients are in the US, we're scaling across the United States. This literally would not have been possible for me without my first company. But entrepreneurship is one route, but for example, I know quite a few founders whose companies didn't work out, who then go on to get an extremely lucrative job as a product manager. And product managers in tech companies generally tend to do very well. That's kind of usually the road to the C-suite, the route to the CEO role. For example, Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, he's a Chicago Booth MBA like me, but also he started his career as a product manager. So product management to CEO of Microsoft, not bad. Product management skills are also super useful in venture capital. Let's have a look at Andreessen Horowitz. So Ben Horowitz, he also started his career as a product manager, and then he went into entrepreneurship. He did very well there, and now he is basically Silicon Valley royalty. And now here's another secret, which basically nobody's going to tell you. I actually know that there are people who go and do their MBAs and then they want to get into venture capital, and it is basically super hard to get in from the outside. And so they start a tech venture basically without any real intention of it actually being successful. They only do it so they can learn how to raise money, how to get a product out, how to ship it, how to iterate it. And then, they shut it down and they're like, oh, I've had this experience and now I'm going to go and be a VC. So I don't think that is a good career strategy, especially if you raise other people's money, but people do it. So what I'm saying to you is, if you are genuinely interested in pursuing a career in tech entrepreneurship, if you have then tested your idea and you've got some traction, and basically you're at the stage when you're like, God, you know what, it looks like it really could go somewhere, but the world is uncertain, and if I go and do this, is my career essentially going to be completely screwed afterwards? What I'm saying to you is that actually, even the worst case scenario might end up being a really, really good career case scenario for you. So I mentioned product management is one path that you could go down. Another path is what I just alluded to, which is investing in venture capital. So generally, especially in the US, a lot of venture capitalists are former startup operators, and many of them are former startup founders. And again, a career in venture capital, very lucrative, really interesting, and you are still really, really close to the world of tech entrepreneurship. And venture capital is usually not a career where people start. Like, people rarely go straight from college into venture capital. There usually has to be some sort of startup-y, some sort of background in startup operations, and then venture capital. So again, I'm giving you two options: product management, venture capital. Not bad at all, right? And also, what I often see, people who worked in startups, people who ran startups that did not work out, also, they are really, really loved by big tech. So yes, I understand that there are tech layoffs right now, but I mean, come on. Is the tech sector going to go anywhere? Do you see Facebook shutting down? Are Facebook employees ever going to be poor? Like, let's be real. They're not. Like, there's a little bit of a downturn, then there's going to be an upturn. It's all going to be fine. Relax. So big tech firms absolutely love hiring former startup founders, whether their companies did well or not. They don't really care. Why is that? Basically, because when you run a startup and you have created a product out of nothing, you've worked with the tech team, you understand what it takes to get a product out of your head into user testing, into beta, into production, and then iterate in that whole process. Once you know how to do that, basically, you've got this extremely valuable skill set. And then essentially tech companies, they know that they can trust you. They know that they can trust you to ship a product. They know they can trust you to work with their tech team, and they know they can trust you to work on the business side. So again, there are lots and lots of roles that are open for you. So if you really do want to pursue an idea and you do think that it has legs, then just be aware that if you are smart about it, even in the worst case scenario, this could end up being a fantastic career move. If you found this video useful, I would be super grateful if you press liked, and for more, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.